Hi folks, and welcome back to my review of the new Jedi Order. Today we're going to talk about the duology written by Craig Keyes, and it's called Edge of Victory. And the two books in the series were Conquest and Rebirth. Now in this duology here, everyone has turned on the Jedi. They're going after them. They're doing anything to save their own skin. It's awful. They're turning in Jedi left and right to the Vong just to be in their good graces. Remember the Peace Brigade, which was kind of introduced in the ebook. They're big baddies now, and they've been formed, and they are so bold that they attack the Jedi Temple. Now you're thinking, who would be dumb enough to attack the Jedi Temple? But now is actually a good time to attack. The Jedi are kind of scattered. They're off kind of fighting the war. Luke and Mara and a few other Jedi are still in Coruscant. So the Jedi Temple, they thought, well, it's not in the path of the Vong's, conquest thing, so it's probably not likely to be attacked. Plus, they didn't have as many Jedi there to worry about it being attacked. They didn't think that's where the big danger was. But Peace Brigade, no, there's younglings, there's very few people guarding it. Let's get that. Let's turn those Jedi over. And they just went for easy pickings. They went to the Jedi's nest, baby. And so they are now attacking. There's this big armada that comes in and kind of invades the planet. There is a death I do want to talk about here, so this is a spoiler here, but I'm sorry, I kind of have to spoil this, but just because it's kind of neat. Jedi Master Ikrit, if you remember from the Junior Jedi Knight series, at the end of that series, Luke says, hey Ikrit, why don't you come and teach at the temple? And you're like, okay, we'll never see him again, because he's not going to be mentioned in the after Junior Jedi Knights, right? No, he's obviously still there. And this is the first time I think we've been to the Jedi Temple before, or we got to learn a little bit more about it. So Ikrit is there. He is training Jedi. And unfortunately, if I remember right, there's a bunch of blasters hailing everywhere, and he just gets cut to shreds, trying to dodge them and trying to lead them away to buy time for any of the young Jedi to escape. And so he dies. Anakin and Tahiri are on the planet as well. They see Ikrit die. It's a sad moment, at least for me. I was like, whoa, if they'll kill Jedi bunny rabbits, the Vong will kill anyone. But that's not all, because Tahiri is also captured. Like, oh my gosh, these are people that we last saw in the Junior Jedi Knights. Now, Tahiri we've heard about here and there, but now she's going to be a main character, it seems. She is captured by the Vong. Oh, how could this get any worse? Is all for naught? No, don't worry, because Talon Card is there, and he comes to the rescue, kind of fends off and fights off the Peace Brigade, and, kind of saves the day there. Now, meanwhile, Anakin says, I need to go on a rescue mission to go after Tahiri. So he goes after her. Unfortunately, things don't go well for Anakin. He breaks his lightsaber gets damaged. He has to live among the shamed ones, which are these Vong who had these implants that got rejected. And if the implant rejects them, then they are considered shamed because the gods do not favor them. And so they're sent to do the menial work, and so they're just, the low caste people in the Vong, and this is neat because I don't think before this we'd ever heard of shame ones before. So Craig Keyes kind of gave us the levels of caste levels of commanding. We have the scientist, we have the priestess, we have the kind of gives us every layer. I think Stackpole laid out the military for us, but the shame ones are the bottom barrel, man. They do all the menial, dirty, yucky work. So among them, Anakin meets a shame one called Val, I think, V-A-U, and Val is like, you know what, I was a great commander, a great leader, and one of my implants didn't work, and I think it was this dadgum scientist who was actually, they were lovers, and she broke it off with him, and so he said, and he did something on purpose to have it reject me so I would become a shamed one. And, I want revenge on him. And this is the same scientist who has Tahiri captured and is, well, I'll tell you what he's doing with her. He's trying to convert her into a Vong. He's kind of make her into this Vong hybrid and certain Vong DNA and really messing with her memory and everything. So evil experiments are afoot here. And she goes, I'll help you. His name is Mizan. Mizan there. And so they want to go, they team up, they decided to do an agreement here. She's going to team up with the Jedi and go after the Vong. She wants to go after the scientist, and he wants to save Tahiri from that scientist. Now, among this, Anakin does fix his lightsaber. He gets a crystal from something that was Vong. I can't exactly remember where or when, but he puts it in his lightsaber, which is really neat because now that he has a Vong crystal powering his lightsaber, he has a faint trace of feeling the Vong and the Force. just because he has something of theirs powering his lightsaber. It's kind of a stretch. We don't know why that works, but I was okay with that because it's not a huge advantage, but it is a minor advantage and probably something Anakin was happy of, and I didn't mind seeing. Now, Val and Mazine do meet up and they do fight each other, and I believe they both die here, but it's a big thing because she gets Mazine, or Mazan, or however you say his name, she gets him to admit, yes, I did, you know, make sure those implants got rejected to make you a shamed one. So at the very end, she is redeemed. Now this is huge. This is huge. This is going to start a whole new storyline because the shamed ones see that. They see that a Jedi brought a shamed one back to redemption, which hadn't been done before. And later on, you're going to see the shamed ones kind of believing in the Jedi, right? Maybe the Jedi are here to help them get redemption too. It's a really great storyline that you're going to see is going to cause a lot of issues for the Vong going forward, but it all started here. Now that's what's going on with Anakin, but there's another part of this story. What's going on in Coruscant? Well, it's bad right now. The Senate and Borsfila himself have decided to turn on the Jedi. He issues a warrant for Luke's arrest. Luke has to flee the planet now. Booster Tarek is there to smuggle him and Mara off the planet. Booster also agrees after the attack on the Jedi Temple, he's going to take all the Jedi children. I believe Cam and is it Tyone who's with him? Tyone who's with him? Are going to stay on the Star Destroyer with Booster, and they're just going to fly out into the distant galaxy. Booster's going to just sit this whole fight out just to protect the Jedi children. I'm cool with this. It gives Booster something to do, and we don't have to include him in the rest of the storyline. Meanwhile, the rest of the Jedi order to flee. They can't go to Yavin 4 anymore, so they go to a perfect hiding spot, the Maul installation from the Jedi Academy trilogy. We haven't heard of this in years, but it makes a perfect hideout. Remember, only a Jedi can fly through the Maul installation, and Jedi were leading the New Republic into the Maul installation because your scanners don't work and you could easily perish through there. But with their Jedi abilities, they were able to guide through there. So that's a very safe spot to use. It's an old hideout we've heard of before, and so Greg Keyes brings it back. And I absolutely love this, and it makes a lot of sense too. So the Jedi are now going to hide and kind of operate out of the Maul installation for the meantime. Now during that time, Kip Durin is at it again. Oh, he's so bad. What he does is he points to some of the Jedi and says, hey, look, there is a super weapon here. He points to this big old world ship. He went, this is a super weapon being developed by the Vong. We have to go destroy it. And of course the Jedi and everyone are like, yeah, we're going to destroy this. And so they go out and destroy it. Well, it turns out to be just a building station where they build all their big ships and everything. But those are non-combatants. They're just builders. And so they blew them all up. Oh, how could we do this? That's awful. We're just like the Vong. Shame on you, Kip. But Kip's like, hey, we have to do whatever we can to win. Again, Kip they're trying to portray him in a bad light, but I agree with him on this. Man, yeah, they're just builders. They're not combatants, but what are they building for? They're building for the Vong, and that really hurt the Vong, you know, because now they don't have, a building station there to help develop more coral skippers and things to fight the New Republic. So it's like, what are you guys thinking? This is not a bad thing, but oh, Kip is just shamed. Shame from the Jedi. How dare you think of this? And we're supposed to think that too, but I don't. I agree with Kip. I see Kip's point. Now, it could be that Craig Keyes was writing it that way so that people could agree or disagree, or maybe you're supposed to disagree with the Jedi. I don't know. Let me know what you think if you've read this before, but I was thinking, again, Kip is right. All the other Jedi are wrong. I didn't see anything wrong with taking out a building station and hurting the Vong invasion, kind of slowing down that Vong invasion. Because remember, they're building up to attack Coruscant. We got to do anything we can to stop that. And so Kip does that. But then, big hand spanking and no, tut-tuts from the rest of the Jedi. How dare he go this far? I don't know. I don't get it. Like I said, maybe that's not what they were trying to portray, but it seems like they were trying to put Kip in a bad light. That he was unhinged. He's off the leash. He's just kind of, gone crazy now. But I don't feel that way. Meanwhile, back to Anakin, because the story kind of goes back and forth. Anakin faces Nomanar. He's like, I challenge you. Let's go, you and me, one-on-one. And Nomanar, just like the prince from Princess Bride, he just takes off running. And all the Vong see that, and they went, You're a coward. That's what you are. And Numenor kills all them. So they can't report back to Savang La that he ran away from a challenge. And they're kind of thinking, wait, if Numenor can take out Vong, why was he afraid of Anakin? Because he knew his limits. He's a very skilled fighter, and he can fight, but he knows he's no match against some of these Jedi, and Anakin was one of those. In particular, he did not want to match up against because he fights smart. He picks his battles, so to speak. So again, I really like that about Numenor. He's a slick, snake in the grass character, but he's written really well. Now, this duology was set to replace the Nightfall trilogy, written by Michael Jan Friedman. It's supposed to be a trilogy, but due to scheduling issues, they decided, no, we'll only do 2 books. That way we can do a bonus book somewhere else, because at this point they were wanting to do some prequel books too. So the trilogy got thrown away. It was supposed to be, according to Michael Jan Friedman, he had written book 1, book 2 was in draft status, and book 3 was just an outline. But it was supposed to focus on Danny Kui, someone who's been like a supporting character ever since Vector Prime. We don't really get to hear that much about her, but it was going to be a big adventure following her. But I guess they decided to replace it with Edge of Victory, which I'll be honest, to me seems a lot better. Focusing on Anakin and Tahiri is a lot better. I should also mention that he does rescue Tahiri, spoilers there, but he does rescue her, and she is kind of half Vong, half Jedi now. Like, she's been messed with, and this is permanent. This is permanently will impact her character for years to come. I really do love it. And so it's kind of messed with her a little bit. But she finds solace in Anakin, and of course they share their first kiss, and everyone is so happy, right? Because Anakin and Tahiri sitting in a tree. Okay, I get it. In fact, I enjoyed it too. Of course, these two belong together. A lot of these people, I remember reading this, a lot of these people on the forums had never read Junior Jedi Knights. They like Tahiri and Anakin just based off what they saw in the New Jedi Order, which that is a talent. I was like, well, they were around in the Junior Jedi Knight series too. They've been friends for a long time. But everyone bought into a grown-up Tahiri and Anakin, being a couple together. And I thought that was nice because, they're best friends in Junior Jedi Knights, but you're always thinking, well, I hope these two get together someday. And now here they are, finally getting together. Will it be forever? Probably not. But I'll talk about that next time in another video.